Family members and friends, when we told them we were originally going to launch a whiskey company, they were like, really? Like, you guys do finance, right? It was something obviously new and unique to us. And so they were like, we know you guys are smart, but you guys crunch numbers. You guys don't make whiskey. And we took it on as a challenge. I'm Shima Burey.
And I'm Amani McCauley. And Duke and Dame is our business.
There was a cinnamon whiskey that just came out into the market that was the craze. And everyone started talking about, well, if you had the opportunity to start your own flavored whiskey, what would it be? And when the conversation came to me, I said I would start something that was reminiscent of a Werther's Original. So a salted caramel whiskey, and the whole table was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that would be amazing. We
really wanted to create something that, hey, no matter what you're into, no matter what your taste profile is, here's a whiskey for you.
The initial reaction that we get when people try Duke and Dame for the first time is one of surprise, because it's not your traditional whiskey. You don't get that whiskey burn, and it's really like approachable. So the reaction is just, oh my gosh, wow, like this is tasty and sophisticated and smooth.
What makes Duke and Dame really unique is it has this amazing kind of layered taste profile. So the first sip is very aroma forward, very caramel forward. We walk people through that first sip and they're like, wow, you're right, it is smooth. I'm not getting that whiskey burn. And then in the second sip, the bourbon notes start to round out. So you start getting more hints of oak, some spice. Some people get a little citrus. Men loved it, women loved it, young, old. Shima's dad is in his 80s, he loved it. My mom and dad and the aunties and uncles loved it. We really wanted the name and the logo to be approachable. It's a beautiful bottle. It's not your grandfather's whiskey bottle, although he'll like it too. But all those elements really came to create the brand. We didn't have a lot of interaction with our competitors. We were in the lab focused on creating our whiskey, the brand, and launching the product. But it's interesting, as we started getting out into the marketplace, we would meet sales reps for distributors who sold some of our competitors. And it was always interesting when they would taste the whiskey and they kind of paused like, oh wow, this is really good.
Almost all of our competitors use high fructose corn syrup. They use artificial ingredients because it's cheaper. They don't use bourbon because it's cheaper to use unaged whiskey. And all of these things that our competitors would normally do to cut costs, because they're not looking at it from a consumer lens, they're looking at it from just a dollars and cents lens. We came into this looking at it through the consumer's lens. We wanted to produce a product that our consumers would enjoy. We are a premium whiskey, and we aren't on the lower end of our category. However, consumers don't mind paying a little bit more because they realize the quality that we produced with Duke and
Dame. When I left finance, I didn't know what I wanted to do next, but I knew I wanted to go build something. Sometimes when you're in it every day, you don't really appreciate that, but when you can take a step back and say, wow, look at what we built, and that's an awesome feeling.
It's worth it to do all the homework initially, build your model, understand the market, understand your industry, and really get to know what's going to be required of you to be successful.
We tend to glamorize entrepreneurship, like, oh, you have your own business. And my advice would be just a reality check. It's not glamorous at all. Most entrepreneurs are working all the time.
Constantly.
You're not going to have the same lifestyle you were accustomed to having previously. And it's going to be a whole lot of work. And so just prepare yourself for that, on top of the fact that you're going to have to make sacrifices financially. Most businesses aren't making money right away. So be aware of those challenges going in, and then good luck.